Oh, right. Okay, so this is Edwina. I'll be doing my physical assessment. Here's the room I will be doing it in. Okay, and there's nothing on the wall, no notes on the floor. There's my patient. I'll try to show you the upper wall as good best I can. Okay. Position this. As you can see, my patient pretty good. Oh, yeah, that's a better one. There we go. Okay. Knock, knock, knock.
Come in.
Hi, my name is Edwina. I'll be your nurse today. Can I just check your armband? Can you tell me your first, last name, and date of birth?
Tara Anthony, 52478.
Okay, great. So I'm going to be doing a physical assessment on you today. I'm going to start off with your neurological assessment, okay? And I'm just checking your head just for evenness and checking to see if there's any bumps or anything. Your face looks even. It's symmetrical. Eyes and everything are even. Lips are even. Can you stick your tongue out for me, please? Thank you. Can you raise your eyebrows? Can you put your arms above your head? Great. Go ahead and put that down. Then I'm going to have you just take a firm grasp on my fingers. Great. They're even on both sides. I'm going to push against your feet. I'm going to have you push against my hands. Great. And then pull away from me, heart, too. Great. So your strength is even on both sides, too. The next thing I'm going to do is check your eyes. I'm going to use PERLA, which is pupils, even, they're round. Pupils, even, the pupils are equal and round and reactive to light accommodation. I'm checking for things like strabismus. Are your eyes crossed? Do you have wall eyes? Do they go out? Are they even? Are they round? Those types of things. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in from this side, the right side, and I'm checking your right eye. We're checking for constriction and see how it reacts to light. And then I'm going to check your left eye because we want your right eye to do the same thing as your left. And I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Okay, great. I'm going to go right into the middle of your nose just to see how they react to light. Whoa, and they crossed. Okay, and then I just want you to follow my pen light. I'm going to start at the side this time. And I want you to follow it with your eyes, okay? And don't move your head. Great. Both of your eyes are doing the exact same thing. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go with the side first. Okay, great. And then that ends your neurological assessment. The next thing I am going to do is your cardiovascular assessment. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to look for the lub-dub. The lub is going to be at your fifth intercostal space, and that's your tricuspid and mitral valve closing. And the dub is going to be up at your second intercostal, and that's going to be the aortic valves and the pulmonic valves closing. And that will be also your listening for your apical pulse. Another thing about the anatomy is you're going to have your aortic valve, okay, your pulmonic valve, Erb's point, tricuspid, and mitral. The mitral is right under the breast a little bit. So I'm just going to be listening for heart murmurs, for maybe even like pulses too fast or maybe even too slow. Also, when we listen to the other pulses, we're looking for tachycardia and bradycardia. Bradycardia is pulses that are under 60, and tachycardia is your pulses that are over 100. And I'm going to start out at her, we can start at the tympanic pulse. And it's right on the side, like right on the side of the head. And then we have the carotid pulse, which is on the sides of the neck. Then we have the radial, which is on the side of the wrist. We have the brachial, which is on the opposite side of the elbow. And we have the femoral, which is right by the groin. The popliteal, which is behind the knee. And then we have our dorsal pedal, which is on the front of the foot, and our posterior tibial, which is on like the side by the ankle. And what we would do is, we also want to check for in the fingers and toes capillary refill by pressing. So if you press the finger, you're gonna get white, so the blood's gonna go, and when you release, the blood should fill back up. And we can do both of that on the toes too, the same thing, clubbing and capillary refill. And then we also check the opposite side, doing the pulses the exact same way. Okay, so that's all the cardiac stuff. And then we're gonna go ahead and do the GI. So for the GI, we're checking the 4 quadrants, okay? We're gonna go as the colon goes. We're gonna start in the right lower quadrant, and we're gonna listen. We're listening for peristalsis, any movement. Does it sound, can you hear metabolism and digestion? And we're listening from 5 to 30 sounds. That's what we want to hear, 5 to 30 sounds. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to palpate. We're feeling for any distension. We're checking for bloating. Is it tender in any spots? We're checking for rebound. If we push the abdominal down, does the pain start when we lift? And we're also checking for referred pain. If I push the abdominal down, is there pain in the arm, or is there pain in somewhere other than the abdominal? Okay, now we're going to do and I'm going to ask her, does she have a history of heart disease or blood pressure, or anything that has to do with heart, congestive heart failure, anything like that. Next thing we are going to do is the respiratory assessment. So we're going to go down her lungs on the front, and we're going to go down 4 spots on the front. I don't know if I'm yelling, sorry. 4 spots on the front, and then 2 on the side, okay? So I'm going to have her inhale, exhale, starting at mid-clavicular, or mid-clavicle. Okay, there's 2, and she'd inhale and exhale, 3, 4, and then side armpit, and that's while she's inhaling and exhaling. And we were listening for let me make sure I put these back on so I can do this again. Okay, so I'd be listening for sounds of wheezing, crackling, air, anything that's abnormal, anything that could mean she could have asthma or COPD or any other kind of respiratory diseases. I'm going to have you go ahead and sit up. Okay. Now we're going to go down the back. We're going to go down the back of the lungs. This is where your lungs are. 7 spots on the back, and then we're going to go up just like we did in the other sides. I'll have her inhale and exhale each time. And I'm still listening for those same things. 5, 6, 7, and then the side under the armpit, side under the armpit. Okay? So in the beginning, of course, I raised my bed to hip height to protect my back. Now I'm going to lower her back down to the ground. She's not a fall risk, so we don't need the side rails up. And I'm going to wash my hands, and then I'm going to go document.